Hello, and thank you very much for joining me. My name is Happy Flynn, and this is my Lunar Report debut. I hope to be putting out two reports. In fact, I will be putting out two reports, I should say, each month, one for the full moon and one for the new moon. So to begin, we're looking at the Sagittarius new moon at 4 degrees on the 26th of November. And this new moon is going to afford us all an opportunity to expand our view, to shift our perspective, to become more enlightened, shall we say, in regards to a certain area of our life, depending on where this moon happens in your chart. That will determine the area it will be in your life. So the important thing to take from this as we stand, as I sit, is that you have the opportunity to become a little bit wiser with this new moon. And this can happen in a number of ways. It could happen through long distance travel. It could happen through higher learning. It could happen through meeting someone who is wiser than you in some area of your life, or radically different in terms of their perspective. You could just have some kind of a eureka, spontaneous understanding about something that shifts the whole game for you. Now, we've come through Scorpio season, and it's my sense that all the work, everything that happened last month, which was a fairly intense month in various ways, it was very much asking us to let go of something. Probably something we didn't want to let go. Probably something that made us feel fearful. It probably was a very emotional thing, or could have been a very emotional thing, being there in Scorpio. Painful. But we were being called to let that go, and perhaps that process hasn't completed for you. Perhaps that's something, this is part of you having a realization, but we're being called to let that go in order for something better to come in. And this Jupiter new moon that I'm talking about is speaking of that fulfillment. We also have Chiron that's very favorably aspected to this new moon. And Chiron is known as the wounded healer, but being very harmoniously aspected to this moon, it speaks to me of the potential for a healing in our lives. So this eureka, this paradigm shift in the way that we view what is happening in our lives, coupled with letting something go, joining up with the force of healing, I wouldn't be surprised if they were, in terms of your experience, they all connect together. But in order to heal, one of the ways that I look at it is that it's like shedding a skin, or it's lancing the wound, letting the poisons be cleared out. That could be something toxic happening in your life, not necessarily physical poison, but an environment that you're in, perhaps a relationship that you're in, perhaps just not allowing yourself, because this Chiron is in Aries, and Aries is about the self. So I very much anticipate that whatever potential for healing occurs is going to be to do with our sense of self. I am. And we have beautiful Venus and Jupiter involved in this. Now, Jupiter is going to be leaving its home of Sagittarius, and in departing its home and entering into Capricorn to hang out with Venus, I would suggest that Jupiter in the process of the waxing of this new moon, is going to want to bestow a gift, a parting gift, because Jupiter's not going to be back at home for about 12 years. Now, Jupiter is going to hang out with Venus. And just in case you're not so familiar with Jupiter, Jupiter is the great benefactor, good fortune, wisdom, illumining the mind, benevolence, expansion. Jupiter is the god of the pantheon. And Jupiter is hanging out with Venus, the goddess of love, harmony, beauty, luxury, sensuality, money. Venus is very in the body, earthy in terms of material. So she is also having a nice interaction with Uranus in the planet of Taurus that she rules. So we have Jupiter and we have Venus hanging out, and we have Uranus in Venus's home lending its power in a harmonious way. So there may be something sudden, unexpected coming into your life, something that makes you feel secure. Something, it could be money, it could be possessions, it could be something of the materializing world. I would very much anticipate, because now they're in Capricorn, and Capricorn is about materializing, and Capricorn rules the highest point of the chart, which is career, which is how we are successful. So depending again on where Capricorn is in your chart, it speaks to me of some attainment, something coming to us. And it may very well be to do, as I said before, in relationship to the work that we've done previously, particularly in this Scorpio season that's just past us now. Now, there's also another aspect going on. Oh, a little note about Jupiter and Venus. I would just say on the flip side, just to be a little bit cautious in regards to overindulgence, because Venus likes to indulge and Jupiter likes to expand. So, and we're in the area of material things, so maybe just not too much chocolate, or not too much food, or not too much wine. Just a little thought there. I don't see that so much, because Saturn is also in Capricorn, and Saturn is very good at maintaining our discipline, or it commands and demands, and is going to give its rewards if we have discipline and temperance and stick with that, or stick with itness, shall we say. So Saturn being there in Capricorn is also alongside Pluto. The two of them are beaming their potential to Neptune, and vice versa. Neptune in Pisces. Now, Saturn is all about, one of the things that Saturn is about our just desserts. It's about getting the gifts, the rewards that we deserve, the things that we worked hard for. Finally, we get to graduate. Finally, we pass and we get a graduation gift. As an example. And Pluto is about power and transformation. It's about life, death, rebirth. It's about letting things rise to the surface. And the two of them harmoniously working with Neptune, the planet that is of the spiritual realm. There's no boundaries. It's our dreams. It could also be our illusions. But given that we have these very positive aspects, and an overall good feeling in this new moon, I would suggest that this affords us an opportunity to have a dream realized, or something that we've really been striving for, but it's kind of eluded us. There's a potential there. Again, as I said before, you're only going to get that if you've done your work. Got a little noise there. I might have to edit. So there's another aspect to this, which is Uranus is up there in Taurus, as I said, but it's opposite Mars. And Mars is in Scorpio right now. And Mercury is still in Scorpio. So Mercury hasn't quite done its work yet in Scorpio. And Mercury, having been retrograde, it's going to be bringing things to the surface, perhaps still for a little while. We might have more realizations. But the viewpoint I want to make is, with Uranus bringing sudden, often disruptive change out of the blue, it could be that you come to understand something else. It also could be, with it being opposite Mars, Uranus opposite Mars right now, there might be some conflict, for lack of a better word, or dissent between you and another person in regards to your resources, perhaps joint resources, what you think is yours, what they think is theirs. There might be some fiery exchange. It might disrupt plans. So, and I say this because Mars and Mercury are there, which is communication, and in Scorpio, which is our more intimate relationships, and it rules other people's resources, and of course Taurus rules our own resources. So there could be some challenging aspects in that way. And I don't want to make too much of a point of this. I just want to bring it to your attention, so that you can be guarded not to be too overreactive or impulsive about something. Because by and large, what we're seeing in this new moon, the lighter, expansive, harmonious aspects far outweigh the disharmonious. So, to conclude, this new moon offers us the potential to have a shift in who we think or thought we were, in how we see the world. It brings us the opportunity for a real gift. It could be a spiritual awakening with that Saturn-Pluto in Capricorn beaming their potential in Pisces and Neptune, with Venus and Jupiter there. It could be concrete, material things that also come into our lives. But whatever it is, this letting go will allow us, and I urge you, if you haven't let go, trust the process of the celestial sphere. Move along in that direction so that you can step into a life where what no longer serves is gone, and something that's going to serve an even broader expansion of your life's potential can arrive. That said, I truly wish you all the benefits that this new moon has to offer. I also would say, this being my very first report, if there's anything that you think would help me make a better report, please do leave your comments. And I do hope that you will join me for the Gemini full moon in 2 weeks. Until then, may you be illumined with the waxing of this beautiful Sagittarius new moon.